Either lag so much you're late to every move, or they flip constantly the moment volatility shows up and chop you to pieces. You end up reacting instead of trading with confidence. That's why here at Boss Waves, we created impulse trend levels to solve that exact issue. Instead of just smoothing price and getting direction, it tracks impulse strength, adapts to volatility in real time, and only flips when price proves a regime change. Before we hop into the live chart, if you want real breakdowns, updates, and community discussions, make sure to join our Discord using the link in the description. Now let's jump into the chart and let's break it down. So the first thing you can see is we have our impulse-based trend engine. So our impulse trend doesn't just follow moving averages. It actually measures how aggressive the move is. When a real impulse hits the market, the engine reacts quickly. When momentum fades, it decays instead of instantly flipping. That's what keeps you in strong trends and out of noise. So you can really see here this element where in trending markets, we can see that we really follow the nice uptrends and we ensure that when a trend is failing, it doesn't just stop you out, but it actually starts to decay. Not only that, we have our adaptive volatility bands. So these bands aren't static. When an impulse is fresh, such as an area here, the bands are tighter, which tells you that the trend is really confident. As the impulse fades, however, you can see that the bands expand, signaling caution instead of blindly holding. This gives you real-time context, not guesswork. And you can see here as our trend is starting to fail, we can see that our bands are widening, which gives us an early warning sign that things could be changing. Not only beyond that, we have our regime-based trend switching. So we have our buy and sell signals here, and here you can see, and these only print when price proves a regime change by breaking adaptive structure. So there's no mid-range flip-flopping, no constant false signals. When the trend changes color, it means that the trend has actually changed. So there's not just a pullback occurring. In addition to that, we have our dynamic trend cloud. So the cloud shows you where price should be in respect during a trend. In bullish conditions, price will hold above it, as you can see in this area, and in bearish conditions, price will stay below it, as we can see here. This makes trend strength and invalidation obvious at a glance. Finally, we can see that we have our automated retest levels. So after a trend switch occurs, such as here, our impulse trend automatically marks high probability retest zones. So these are not random lines, they're only drawn after structure confirms and enough bars pass. This is where you can look for continuation entries instead of chasing breakouts. So this gives you an example, for example here, where we had a retest here just before the trend was changing, we can see that actually what was previously considered a support and that price was interacting with here has now developed into our resistance. As you can see, price interacting in the downtrend here and also in other areas. As always, with all Boss Waves indicators, each input in our settings has a tooltip to make sure that you can adapt this indicator to your exact requirements. And that's it, a super powerful, impulse-driven trend system built for real market conditions, not perfect backtests. You can check out impulse trend levels on TradingView using the link in the description. If you want setups, updates, and deeper breakdowns, make sure you're also in the Discord. As always, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.